Well, welcome back to another episode of Stand on Guard. This is a take 5. Just got back from the courtroom again. And this was day 2 of the Freedom Trial, as I'm calling it. The Freedom Convoy trial of Tamara Lich and Chris Barber, both of whom I've known since the Freedom Convoy. And I've gotten to know them very well over the last year and a half. And it's been exactly a year and a half since those cold February days when we were all out there watching history unfold and watching a bunch of truckers and their supporters roll back the COVID-19 mandates and stand up against the authoritarian government of Justin Trudeau, who dismissed them all as a bunch of racists and misogynists. You remember that? Had the nerve. Wouldn't meet with them, wouldn't even say hello. He left town, ran for cover, but before he did so, he dismissed them and insulted them all, as he is apt to do with all of his political opponents. He is a craven politician, a coward. So what's happening in the trial? Well, it was low-key today, very low-key, but I'm optimistic, and I'll tell you why. And I'll tell you why Justin Trudeau has a reason to cry. Because all of this trumped up charge, all of these trumped up charges, all of this nonsense that's being leveled against Tamara Lich and Chris Barber might actually come to nothing. Because I tell you, the judge really isn't buying into it. The prosecution today had a witness, an inspector, Lucas, was on the stand today talking about, the emergency response by the police. They asked him to read an email from another police officer. And the judge intervened and she said, "Hey, he didn't write that. Why are you asking him to read that email? It's not pertinent. It's not relevant." So the judge shut that down. And I think the defense scored some really important points with this same witness today. And that's extremely important, because I really believe truth is going to prevail in this trial. And thank God it will. Because you think of the nightmare these two have been through, especially Tamara. She went through being in prison without bail on 2 occasions, once for 30 days, not knowing what was going to happen to her, being treated like a common criminal, and perhaps worse than our system actually treats common criminals. They tend to coddle criminals. But a grandmother like Tamara Lich, who has never been in trouble with the law before, decided to peacefully protest COVID-19 mandates that forced her and everyone to get the vaccine if they really wanted to live in our society and work. That's what it really came down to. And they stood up to this all-powerful federal government. The all-powerful federal government came back on everyone who was supporting this Freedom Convoy. They froze their bank accounts. That's like something out of a third world dictatorship. But that's what the Trudeau government did. That's what Chrystia Freeland, our finance minister and deputy prime minister, that's what she did. And she thought that was perfectly acceptable. And she called that an incentive to obey the dictates of the federal government, of the Trudeau government. So I'm optimistic so far. I'm going to be there in one form or another until this trial is over. And I'm going to be reporting on it. I hope you read my piece in the Post Millennial yesterday and today. I'm reporting for the Post Millennial. I wrote a great column for Human Events, and I called Tamara Lich a courageous woman for doing what she's done, putting up with what she's put up with, and she's back for more. But I tell you, I talked to her yesterday, and she's optimistic, and her spirits are high, and she's ready. She's ready for this trial. And I tell you, I think all of Canada is ready for this trial. I call it the freedom trial because our freedom is on trial. Our freedom as Canadians, our freedom of speech, our freedom of expression, our freedom to protest peacefully. That's what's on trial here. And for the Trudeau government to insist it's not about politics is laughable. And it's BS. And it's what we expect from Justin Trudeau. So keep on watching. I'm going to be back every day to talk about this, because I think this is one of the most important moments in Canadian history. This is the moment when the Liberal government put dissidents, political dissidents, on trial for their political beliefs and nothing else. Nothing else. So please keep on watching and keep on waiting to see what happens here. But I tell you, truth will emerge as the victor. God bless you all. Thanks for watching today. We'll be back again tomorrow. Hi, it's David Crayden here. Thank you so much for subscribing and supporting the station. We could not move forward without you. What we're trying to do every week here is bring you the news you might not see everywhere else. And we're coming against Justin Trudeau's internet censorship laws. Please subscribe, ring that bell if you haven't done so already. I know it's annoying to ask. Believe me, I'm not a salesman. I'm a writer. But I really implore you to do that because I need this station to keep going. And I'll continue to be here every week, every day if must needs be, to tell you what's really happening in this world of ours. And I'm in nobody's pocket. But I am on your side.